right. All right. Yeah. All I had to do was restart. OBS was just tripping. There was not. I wasn't doing anything wrong. OBS probably just needed a restart because it's been open since last week. I usually don't close OBS. But here we go. Welcome, people. Let's see. It looks like wet ass you faster. All right. Moody has gone up to P2 with a 129.3 with the wets. He's going for the Inters Mogmasi with a 129.7. But did he set this time on the wets or on the Inters? This is my question. Let me see if the stream should be live now, people. You can go back and watch. Okay, they're doing ads. But yeah, this is a question now because we always run with Inters in a race because we say it's quicker. But is it quicker in quali? That's the question now. We still have the wet tires being the faster ones for now because we have two wet drivers in P1 and P2. But Mogmasi is going to be out there and we'll see exactly what he can do. We're going to stick with him, see if he's improving in any way, shape, or form. If he is improving, then you do expect him to actually get pole position. I won't be surprised if he does so. I think the best way to do quali in the wet is just go out there and pump laps. All right, Moody has retired. Is that a crash from Moody? Yes, he crashed going into the pit lane. The kick Sauber goes for a crash. King Luke extending his time. Can Mogmasi improve? He is starting his lap now. Moving out of the way for him was the McLaren of Bevan there. I'm not sure if Bevan had blocked him, but we will see if Massey improves in his first sector. If he does, it's clearly the Inters that are the better tire at this stage of the race. Yep, he's 3 tenths up on his time. That is already seeing him past the kick Sauber of Moody in front. So it is clear that the Inter tires are the ones to be on now. How much of an improvement can he get in this second sector? Still a while to go in this sector. Angry Badger goes up to P2. Yes, it is definitely time for the Inters. Angry Badger getting a P2 on the Inters definitely shows that it is time for that. He's still 3 tenths up on his time. Mogmasi. Okay, oh, I see. Each time you go to them, you can see how much they up on their time. 'Cause I thought you had to wait for 1.1 seconds up on his time, and that's definitely going to see him get pole position if he can keep that car facing straight. Moody is going to drop down from P3 for sure at the end of this session, but how low will he drop after retiring in quali? Mogmasi now into the final corner. He's 1.2 seconds up on his time, and when he does cross the line, he's going to invalidate, and he's probably very, very angry with himself because that will have seen him go pole position for sure. King Yoji has improved, but he will be going for another lap again. Out here on the wets, it's just to keep going on your old tires. The warmer they are, the better laps you do. It's not like dry tires that once you do one or two laps, they are heated, they are worn, and you need fresh tires. King Yoji now improving his first sector, quickest first sector actually of the session. Mongmasi threw away that chance for a pole position, but he will still go for it at the end. At the end of this lap, he will start another lap to go for it because he has invalidated at the start of this lap. So this one is at the end of last lap. So this one is also invalidated for Mogmasi. But King Yoji now looking like he will go provisional pole position as he heads now to the hairpin. 2 tenths up on his time. That wouldn't be enough to see him go provisional pole position as he slides the back end. His quickest second sector that he set for the session. It's a little bit squarely there. Kick versus RB as we head to the end of the season. Can't Silky Stevens lock in his title at the end of today, or will he need one more drive on the final day? But King Yoji will cross the line and he will improve into pole position. That is a tenth quicker than King Luke behind Massey is going to begin. He's probably his final lap of the session, and surely he will improve. But where is he going to improve to? Bevan is going to cross the line. He's also going to improve pole position, provisional for Bevan, 5 tenths quicker than Kingi OG. I think this pole position is going to come down to the driver who sets his lap last. Silky Stevens up to P2, 127.2, and it's all a matter of timing if you want this pole position today. Last week at Australia, Merck got the pole position out of pure timing. He was one of the last to set a lap in a drying track. That's exactly what you need. Moody now has dropped down to P6. He definitely won't be happy with himself. He had the pace to at least finish high up there as Kingi OG now, probably still on the lap. He has a Haas behind him, both not on lap. So I will see them start their final push lap of this session in this one. I don't think King Luke probably should be so close to Kingy as they are starting lap. Maybe give him a bit of space. You do not want dirty, especially when it's pouring down with rain, as Dog is trying to improve on his time. He's on fresh tires, and we'll see if he can do so. Kingy OG now will begin his final lap of the session. Let's head to Morg Massey. Is he improving on this lap? Let's see. It's going to be one more corner for Massey. Where will he go to when he does cross the line? All his ERS in that car is going to be used as he heads down the straight. It's going to be pole position. Not a surprise. 6 tenths ahead of the driver. 7 tenths ahead of the driver behind. Can Bevan improve once again? He's going to go for his final push lap here. Morg Massey probably is done with qualifying unless he can go around one more time. But I don't see it happening. We'll see. He has 2 minutes to go, so definitely he can go for one more push lap. It's all about who sets their lap last in this one. King OG is in the pit. That's definitely the end of his qualifying. He's done enough laps on those inters, but not enough to finish in the top four. The kick Saubers are not qualifying too strong here today. And that's exactly what the Visa our bees need. As Mogmasi is up top and Silky Stevens in P3, only split by the McLaren of Bevan. Massey will start one more lap. He has 1 minute 41 to begin one more lap, so he will have the time to do so. Let's watch and see what he does. Actually, yeah, I forgot not to stay on the onboard too long because the onboard sounds on this game are absolutely horrible. So sorry if the onboard was pissing you off there, people. I'm gonna stay off that as much as I can. I'm trying to extend this chat so I can actually see what you guys are saying. If no one has said anything yet, feel like Steve. I feel like Stevie Wonder. Sorry, I'm sorry about that earlier. You guys were hearing everything but seeing nothing. As Silky Steve is now 5 tenths up. King Luke has gone pole position. Massey in the pits is not going to get pole position, but his teammate can do a solid job for the Visa RB team when he does cross the line. He is up on his time for sure. I saw that when he finished the second sector. Final corner for Silky Stevens, the championship leader, can't get the pole position to put one hand on the trophy. No, he will not. It's going to be 2 and 3 for Visa RB. Does anybody else have a say about that? Bevan is currently on a lap, and he's surely going to be improving as the track even drying more. Can Bevan get his first pole position of the season? The McLaren driver, the reigning champion from Tier 2, 2 tenths up on his time. That will see him go into the 26s, but he needs more. He needs way more if he wants to beat the time that this man, King Luke, has set. And for now, he will be starting pole position in this one. Woeful times from the Kick Saubers as they are down in P8 and 9, and that's going to have to be a comeback drive for the team as Visa RB is in a perfect position to continue that championship fight. King Luke is definitely going to be your pole sister because he's now 5 tenths up on his time, and the Haas driver is going to get that pole position. I do not see anybody else beating that time. Silky is down on his time. He is invalidated. He is going to improve on his time. 125.5. And King Luke gets your pole position. It's Bevan doing enough to get it. I don't believe he's doing enough, but he surely will improve on his places when he does cross the line. Where is he going to go to? He's going to split those Visa RBs again. He's going to push them down to 3 and 4, and Bevan goes up to P2. What a time from him. The V's are B's. We have to settle for 3 and 4. Wacky Racer on his final lap is down on his time, so he looks like he's not going to improve on that position. He has a few corners to go, a slight bit of an improvement there, but he needs about six more tenths to beat Mogmasi in front. Can he get 6 tenths in a few corners? Doesn't seem like he will be able to do so. The ERS in that car is quite low, even if it's not being used a lot. So something is telling me he might just be on automatic ERS as he will start in P5. I didn't see him improve there yet. So he's going to be P5 for Wacky Racer. But King Luke is your pole sitter. And that surely feels good for him. I don't remember the last time King Luke was on pole, but that's more like it from him. But the Kick Sauber team are definitely going to be looking within. I have to and be thinking, but you have to get back to the top because the VRBs are in prime position to cut a lot of points in this race. We'll be back in 5 minutes as always to begin racing. But King Luke will start at the top with Bevan on the front row as the VRBs will be right behind them, putting pressure on them for sure. We'll see exactly what will happen. King Luke is known for knowing how to drive in the wet, so I'll not be surprised to see him win today. My prediction is for a King Luke victory, and that's going to be a dry session. How dry is it? Is the question. How dry is it? It looks like the wet. If you put a wet setup now, you're probably in massive trouble. That's what I'll say. You're probably in massive trouble if you put a wet setup now. If you put a wet setup for quali. If you put a wet setup for quali, then you're in big trouble. Even I feel like even when it's a wet race, I still put a wet set. I mean, I still put a dry setup. It's nearly impossible to overtake in this game. So just go for the unstable car that's unbelievable fast on the street. Even if, especially in the rain, even if you're 7 tenths behind a guy that's on a wet setup, you're gonna get ahead of him, or 8 tenths. So don't even worry about having a slippery car. That straight line speed is way more important on this game. Maybe other games, yeah, more downforce on the car, but maybe just a smidge more on this one and reduce that differential. In a few minutes, we're going to resume racing. Let's see what these drivers are going for. It's softs for most. That's surprising. If it's soft for most, that means there's going to be rain at one point of the race. Okay, I've got information from my drivers. It's a full dry race, so that is puts it throws it into a different dimension now because it is a full dry race, but most of them are starting on softs. Okay, they're starting to switch now because I don't believe softs would be a right call here. Definitely one stop is the right call here. Two stop is too much in Spain. But we'll see if we drivers do that. If you're starting on softs, you're definitely going to be doing that. Most of the drivers are now changing back to their mediums. Akingi Oji and Moody still on softs. Let me just give them the information. Obviously, I have to give them that information. I don't know why they're still on softs. Listen, please, boys, take those softs off. Oh my god. If they start with softs, I'm not going to be happy, man. Because they're going to definitely have to do a two stop, and this is not a two stop race. Mediums, boys. Mediums or hards. Anything you want to do. Nothing but no softs, please. No softs. Let's see strategy again. Okay, they're starting to turn back to the mediums. Magmasi is still on the soft. We'll see if he wants to do that strategy. But I think most of the drivers are sticking on soft are trying to trick other people into pushing into the two stop. That will not be. I'm telling everyone that's driving, if you're watching, the two stop is just not the one to be on. Angry Badger is still on those softs. And let me see. definitely one stop here. I don't see a two stop or anything else. So one stop for sure. Just we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. The race is soon gonna start. We're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. Let me try and get more people to join the stream. I don't know why are only 8 people watching this. Come on, guys, support your league. We need more viewers. We need more viewers. You don't even have to watch it. Just put it on your Twitch and let it play. It helps to help us boost the league. Help us get more drivers in here. That's very important. It's very, very important that we get more drivers in here. All right. All right, there we go. One light, two lights, three lights, four lights. It's five lights ahead of the drivers. And it's foot to the floor and go, go, go on round 14 at Spain. Bevan gets a magnificent start. All of them get magnificent start. King Luke with a horrible start, dropping down to P7. That's probably one of the worst pole position starts I've seen all season. That kick Salvas there almost come together. Somebody's wing is flying off, and now Bevan leads the way. They're going to be putting pressure on him. The Visa RB team for sure, making a little bit of contact there as he'll be looking for it, but it's going to hold him back. Bevan leads the way here as Wogmasi will make an overtake on his teammates here. Up to P2 he goes, and we'll see which one of the drivers are the quicker one. Angry Badger is starting on the softs. The only driver deciding to start on the soft. We'll see if that works out for him, but I don't think that is going to. Softs just died too quick, especially in a track like Spain. In 3 laps, those softs will be as useless. Oh my god, those softs would be as I was about to say an analogy, but the analogy is a little bit too dirty, so I'm just going to keep that analogy to myself. I was about to say it's as useless as a nun in a strip club. But Kingy OG now and Moody right behind Jaja Bing, who has a bit of damage in his car. Moody definitely senses that bit of weakness and he's going to start to try and make the move on him. Bevan stays ahead of Mongmasi, picking the defensive line. Will Mongmasi go for the dive here? Smart from him, decides, oh my god, he almost goes into the back of Bevan there. And that would have been another loss of wing for the Visa RB car after what happened in Japan last week. He definitely will not be looking to happen again. But here we go now. Silky Stevens and Mogmasi. They're under pressure from Angry Badger. He's on those softs. Will he start to make the moves? He's not going to go for it on the inside there. He knew that it's a bit too late, a bit too far back to try it in a corner like that. But Bevan still leads the way. Mogmasi will be setting up the move on this lap and definitely, surely will be getting the move done on this lap. Bevan is doing a good job to save as much ERS as he can to keep that driver behind. We'll see if it works for him. Dog and Adam the Street goes side by side as Dog makes contact with Adam. And where is that seeing Dog? Into the gravel, not into the wall. So that surely is not going to be a safety car. Kingy OG, Moody, and Jaja Bing are fighting. Jaja goes deep. Moody's going to fly by. Moody now has Wacky Racer in front of him, who does not, who actually does have that DRS. Moody goes off slightly there, and he's going to have that DRS behind Wacky Racer. Will he have enough to make the move on him? Let's head to the front as Mogmasi is going to take the lead of the race round the outside of the McLaren. He is now in front, and his teammates will be the next to try and get past that McLaren as Jaja almost goes into the back of the Alpine there. Alpine slightly going off. Kingy Oju will get past Jaja, who's struggling with that damage on his wing. The Kick Sauber team are going to have to try and recover as much as they can in this one. As their opponents are up in P1 and P3. They will definitely be doing that, as Bevan has to be the one to help the Kick Saubers today if he can. The RBs of this tier just a bit too strong for everybody else. They've done a good job to fight against them, but as you clearly see, the moment Mogmasi gets by Bevan, he's already 1.1 seconds away, and these guys have been ready for tier 1 since a long time now, and they're definitely going to be ready for it as Moody keeps sliding, and he's going to be the first now to get a 3-second penalty. King Yoji still stuck behind Wacky Racer. King Yoji, a surprise from him. Bevan, sorry, Dog is now into the wall, I believe, and that's going to be a safety car. Dog has retired from the race, and that's going to be a safety car. It might just be best to stay out. The hards wouldn't go to the end from here. So I think most of the drivers will stay out. This is a chance for Angry Badger actually to take off those soft tires and just try and stretch it to the end. We will see. Or will he be will he be smart to maybe just try and go on hard because it's lap 4. I mean, the safety car has caught them, so yeah, the safety car has already caught the leader. Sorry, that was very close. So I don't see it. Okay, but luckily for the other drivers, now that safety car has caught them up, they can now get back into the pack. The likes of Jar Jar Bing will definitely be going into the pits at the end of this one. But who is going to go for the hards now and think they can get to the end? Hards on, let's see. If they do 6 laps, I think they'll do like 6 laps on these mediums. So hards are going to do 27, 26 laps if you want to take them from now to the end. So I don't think it would be the right choice. It might just be better to stay out on those mediums and going for hards when everybody else goes in. But if you want to risk it, it's you can if you want to, but I don't believe it to be there will be a point as the safety car will be coming into the pits at the end of the next lap, not this lap for sure. Mogmasi was starting to run away in this one, but that safety car has brought him back into contention. Bevan will try to hold him, but with the pace that Mogmasi has, you wouldn't expect that to happen. And with the pace that Mogmasi has this season, Visa RB shouldn't even be in a constructors fight with Kick Sauber. It should have been done and dusted a long time ago. As Moody is going to try it, he's going in for the hard tires. He's going to see if he can go to the end on this one. Or as King Yoji, his teammate, will stay out. So the Kick Saubers will split their strategy. Jaja Big speeds into the pit lane. 10-second penalty for him. And will the 20-second penalty be served now? I don't think it will be. I believe when you speed into the pit lane, it's going to be served on the next one. Yeah, it's going to be served next time you come in, not now. And Jaja has made his race even harder for himself now. Hards for Moody, and he's definitely going to be going to the end. I know he's good at saving tires, so I'll see what he can do. I'll see what he can do. He's good at saving tires, so he might be able to go to the end. I'm just giving him a bit of tips now, Moody, because I see that he's on hard, so I'm typing a bit of tips to him. He's on that. He has that 3-second penalty, so he knows that he's just going to try and go for the one stop here. They're going to resume racing on this lap for sure, maybe next lap. Say don't rag them. My headphones died again there, but it's alright. I said that it went off. Is the safety car coming in? I think so. It should be coming in. I didn't see safety car coming in, maybe because I was looking down. But it definitely should be coming in as they're all slowing down. Yeah, there we go. It is coming in. When will Massey go is the question. He goes now. It's an early start from Massey. But the safety car wasn't in there yet, but luckily for him, it did not slow him down because I've definitely seen him get a penalty. As King OG already side by side with Wacky Racer, and he will get by the Alpine up to P6. He goes. And it's nice from King OG. And next is going to be the next king, who is going to be the better king here. As we'll see, somebody's off there. It's Adam the Sweet. Moody will get by him as he absolutely goes on the gravel, picking up some gravel. That would definitely rag those tires right at the start of their life. as no Adam needs right there. But heading back to the front, Mongmasi will try again now to run away from the driver behind, which is Bevan. They're under pressure from Steele, from Angry Badger, who decided to stay out on those softs. He's going to go to the hards for sure. Since he's staying out on the soft, he's going to go to the hards for sure earlier than the rest of them. And we'll go to the end. Slightly going off there, Angry Badger. King Luke is behind him. He's looking for that move. DRS will be enabled on this lap. Mongmasi wants to pull away before it is. 9:10 years away from Bevan now. He wants revenge from what the events of last week after he DNF'd in an unfortunate race for himself. And he wants to show that he has the pace to win races here in Tier 2. Everybody knows he has, and everyone he just wants to show that he has the race to continue to do so. As Angry Badger is still holding on to them, those soft tires are falling off, so he will soon fall out of the DRS to the front three here, and that will give the momentum to King Luke and Kingy OG behind to set up their moves to pass Angry Badger. Moody, that's on the hard tires, that you want to take to the end. That's probably not what you want to be doing, rubbing them on the grass. You want to take care of them as much as you can. Don't drive them too hard, because if you're going to the end on those hards, you want to make sure you take care of them like they're your baby, basically. Especially in the start of the stint, because if you rag them at the start of the stint, they're absolutely going to be dead at the end of the stint. All the rough. Oh my God, that's Angry Badger. Oh, losing the back end there slightly, going onto the bollards, but lucky for him, he didn't go around there. But he doesn't have that DRS on the driver in front. That's surely going to see him gotten overtaken by King Luke behind. Will King OG also try to get the move done on Angry Badger? Silky Stevens showing that his pace is not as strong as his teammates today, but his teammate is doing a good job to keep Bevan behind and to keep Silky still in this one. But Silky is showing that his pace is not as strong as King Luke will get by Angry Badger on this lap, and the next King will be the one to set up the move on the Aston Martin. Moody behind. He's still behind Wacky Racer. This time around, he does not climb the grass. He knows on those hard tires, he doesn't need to do that too many times. As Jaja Bing looking for a move on Adam the Sweet, nothing doing. Poor Dan. This is actually a tier 3 driver, so he's just here to get points for his team. And no matter where he finishes in the 11 drivers that are still on grid, that will still be good points for the Mercedes team, as he's the only driver on track, sadly, for them. As King OG now, he wants to set up a move on Angry Badger in front, but Badger is still in that DRS of King Luke, who can't catch up to the top three. The top three will start to pull away even more from the drivers behind them. And can King OG or King Luke have the pace to catch up to them? I don't see it happening unless Bevan or Silky Stevens can fall out of the DRS of Mongmasi in front. King OG now right behind Badger, who goes off there. OG is going to use all the ERS he has saved on his car. Badger wants to pick the defensive line. He's swerving to get out of the slipstream. One kicks out but can't complete the move, but another one is trying to move on the Alpine on the inside. The Alpine will defend it hard. Moody can't complete that move. He has a Haas behind him who's trying to take advantage of the fighting that is happening behind, but Moody is going to lose slight bit of time there, and that will give Adam the Sweet the chance to go on the inside of Moody and overtake the Kick Sauber, as he's struggling now. Behind him, Jaja Bing is also going to put pressure on him, looking for the inside, but Moody can't keep the Williams behind, losing a place, trying to get by Wacky Racer. Wacky Racer is actually a tier 3 driver, so Moody won't be too happy with himself. Adam the Sweet, too happy with himself that they are putting a lot of pressure on him right now. But King OG finally can get that momentum on the Aston Martin and can get by him. He is going to have the DRS on King Luke in front, and he can use that to defend from the Aston Martin, as they are losing even more time to the drivers in front. Silky now has the DRS on Bevan, who has lost it to Mongmasi in front, and the Visa RB team about to take a 1-2 that they've gotten multiple times this season. I believe they're the only team that's gotten multiple 1-2s this season. I don't think they're the only team that's gotten a 1-2 this season. I don't remember any other team getting a 1-2 this season. As they make a bit of contact there, Bevan and Silky Stevens, but Silky will clear the McLaren, and now the VZRB team surely have won this race. I don't see anybody else beating them. Moody wants to try the long strategy, but all this struggling behind Adam the Sweet and Wacky Racer is not looking good if you want to go for the long strategy here. King Yoji has already lost the DRS to King Luke in front. Luke has the pace to catch up to Bevan. He's showing that now. He's 2 seconds behind, and we'll see if he can catch up to the top three here. And he wants to join the fight for the podium. King Yoji has fallen off from him, and he's now side by side. Oh, okay, that's Wacky Racer side by side with Adam the Sweet. I thought it was Kingy. As Moody now is going to have another opportunity on Wacky Racer. Can he complete that move? It's going to be down to turn one that he's surely going to do to the Alpine. Goes deep there. This is where Moody has to set it up. He's going to go around the outside, but will it be a smart move to keep in front? You're not going to have that DRS, or is he? Yes, he will have the DRS on Adam the Sweet in front, and that will see him stay in front of Jar Jar Bing and Wacky Racer for sure. But he has that 3 second penalty that he has to think about for the rest of the race. King Luke now was catching up to the drivers in front, but it's slowly starting to fall out again. Does Bevan have the pace to hold on to Silky Stevens though is the question. I don't think he does. I don't think King Luke has the pace to catch up to them. So these guys will be fighting for the top three unless Moody can pick up the pace and win this race when they do go into the pits. But I don't think he can. It doesn't seem like he can. But that is a strategy that we'll be looking at to see exactly what happens there. Bevan is trying to make sure that Silky doesn't run away, but I see Silky running away from him as the race goes by 8 tenths now, almost 9 tenths. As Bevan is a quick, good driver, but that's the championship leader that he's chasing there. We already know the pace that those Visa RBs have, and we've known from the start of the season. So it's going to be quite difficult to hold on to them. Bevan sliding now. His tires are surely screaming at him as there's 20. Oh my, there's a lot of laps to go in this one. I don't that Moody definitely can't get to the end on those hard tires. So it might have been better to stay out, but we'll see what happens for him as Bevan has the DRS on Silky in front, so his kill can hold on to him. King Luke is still pushing as hard as he can here to catch up to them. That's going to be quite difficult. Adam the Sweet, though, showing a lot of pace, but he's on fresher tires than the drivers in front. So it's not a surprise that he's starting to catch up to them. As we're into lap 12 in this one, 21 to go. Still a lot of racing to go in this one. 11, if they can do 11 laps on mediums, let's see how long they can do on medium. To me, if you can do about 17 laps on the mediums, the hards can definitely do 23 laps, 23, 24 laps. So we'll see if the guys who went on the hards for the safety car, we'll see if it works out for them. Bevan now is losing even more time to Silky in front. He still has that DRS, but it will be sooner or later that Silky is going to get out of it. He's using a lot of DRS to try and pull away from Bevan. There's yellow flags at the back as Angry Badger has gone for a spin. He's not into the wall, so that is not going to be a safety car. He's just going to have to keep going now. He went into the pits for hard, but it looks like he has gone for a spin. Kingy OG now trying to catch back up to King Luke. Nothing doing though, as now he's now under pressure from Adam the Sweet and his teammates. How long is the pit lane in Spain is the question. Will Kingy OG even be able to finish ahead of his teammates in this one? We'll see. Kingy OG now can keep ahead of Adam the Sweet. A good exit from him will allow him stay ahead of that Haas driver, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too long before the Haas driver will clear him. He's catching up to, slowly catching up to one Haas there, but he's now losing that time once again. It's a Haas versus Kick Sauber for the midfield in this race, and which one of them will get the most points from 4 to 7. Jar Jar Bing is still in this one. Don't write him out. He has that 10-second penalty though that he has to think about, so that is going to make it even harder for himself. Bevan still holding on to Silky surprisingly, but he's showing he knows that he has less pace than Silky in front. So what will be on Bevan's mind? Do you think that he's going to think about an undercut? Let's see what happened to Dog. Dog crashed. Do you think he's going to say looks dark? No, I don't think it's rain. I don't think it's going to be rain. I asked my drivers, is it a dry race? And they said, yeah, it's going to be a dry race. So I think it's going to be a dry race to the end. If it's not a dry race to the end, then Moody probably has the best strategy here because the mediums have to come in And Moody can probably hold his heart till when it starts to rain. That's if it's going to rain. But Adam the Sweet now, as they head down the straight, Kingy will pick the defensive line. Adam is going to go around the outside here. Can Kingy hold it on the hard driver? No, he cannot. And Adam up to P5. And Kingy OG, a championship contender at one point this season, is showing the loss of pace recently in the last few Grand Prix. And that is not so favorable to see, especially from his side, as he was definitely wanted to go for that title. But on older tires, his teammates and Adam the Sweet are definitely putting a lot of pressure on him. Mog Massey 3.5 seconds away from his teammates. He's gone. He's already won this race. But Bevan, can he hold on to Silky? He still has that DRS over and over and over again. Silky staying ahead. Bevan trying his best to make sure that he does not run away. Adam the Sweet will catch up to his teammate now. Adam the Sweet, a tier 3 driver, is driving out of his mind here. When will he go in for the hard tires? I believe he will still have one more stop in this one after going for fresh mediums. So he will have another hard stop in this race. Bevan has finally gone to the pace. Like I said, yeah, Bevan knows that his pace is not as strong as Silky. Can he just go for the undercut to see if he can get ahead of Silky when Silky comes in for his pit stop? But now that Bevan has gone to the pits, how far ahead is Moody? He's just into turn 1 now, the kick Sauber, and Bevan is coming out to the pits. The reason why I'm asking this is because I want to see exactly where these drivers would be coming out when they're going against a driver who is definitely going to try to go to the end. It's going to be a very tall ask. He's going to have to do 18 more laps. So that's 28 laps on the hards. So it's going to be quite a difficult task for Moody, but he definitely is going to try. Bevan, not too far behind him as the laps tick down. He will be getting closer and closer to Moody. So that hard strategy might not work, but we will see. Heading to the front as Silky Stevens. Is he going to stay out one more lap? He knows that if he does, Bevan is definitely going to get that undercut on him. Also, King Luke, he doesn't want the undercut from King Luke and Bevan because that's going to be quite difficult to get by them again. He's going to go in. Yeah, smart call from the championship leader. That's why he's in the lead of the championship. He's shown this season that he knows how to put his foot in the right places. As Moody is going to get by him here on those old hard tires that he's trying to stretch as long as he can. He has the DRS behind Adam the Sweet. He's going to use it to pull himself by. But Silky Steve is now in the pits. Where is he going to come out relatively to these two drivers? We'll see. First, it's going to be the McLaren of Bevan, as Silky is coming out now. The McLaren of Bevan is going to be pushing Silky almost to that exit, and he's going to stay ahead of Bevan, way ahead of Bevan, surprisingly. That is a massive surprise. 3.8 seconds ahead of the driver who tried to hit the undercut on him. And it maybe just goes to show that that DRS that Bevan had on Silky helped him a lot to hold on. Silky's pace is just a little bit too strong for the likes of the drivers around him, and that is definitely going to see him in a clean position now. And now he's going to push for the P2 on this race. His teammate definitely is going to get the win. That one is no doubt. I'm surprised though that Moody can't hold on to Adam the Sweet. He's on better tires than a tier 3 driver. So I expect him to hold on to Adam. He's falling out of that DRS and is now under pressure from Kingi Oju, who is on old medium tires. That's not what you want to see. Kingi will now go into the pits for the hard tires. Nice and slow. We don't want that 10-second penalty on lap 17 in this one. Silky Stevens is definitely going to come out in P2 when they all go into the pits. We'll see how good this will work out for them. Bevan, though, in P9, 3.5 seconds behind Silky. Can he catch up to Silky? I don't think he can. I just believe that Silky just might have the pace on him in this one. So Bevan will just try to hold on to the PT that he had. He's going to have to think about Moody in this one because Moody currently is 11 seconds ahead of him. He will cut the time on actually more than 11 seconds ahead of him. I think that's about 15 seconds with about 18 laps to go. So it has to be a second a lap if he wants to overtake Moody in this one. Moody has that 3-second penalty. So that could be what Bevan could be looking at. But we'll see. King OG has now come out in P9, 4 seconds behind King Luke. And that undercut that King Luke set on King OG has worked to perfection for him, pulling 2 more seconds on the kick Sauber. Angry Badger behind 9 seconds behind Kingi, and Porodan is right behind Angry with fresh hard tires. So these two tier 3 drivers are going to be going at it. But for only his second race of the season, Porodan is definitely going to enjoy this one. Mogmasi finally has come into the pits. He's just on a league of his own in this race. But he could be on a league of his own in every race. But Masi is just one of those drivers who just has his days. He has his days, his shit days, and has his good days. But his teammates has caught up a lot here. That's exactly what I mean. Like Silky is fucking flying. Silky is flying. He was about 6 seconds behind his teammates when he did go into the pits. And he's now right into his DRS. Oh my! Did Silky to remove his bags? No. Silky definitely removed his bags because you can't tell me for the first stint, you couldn't overtake and get away from Bevan and your teammate. But for this stint, you're suddenly 6 seconds ahead of Bevan and right behind your teammate. He definitely has removed the sandbags that he had in his car, and he's showing why he's the championship leader. And it's said that has been quite easy for him. He was one of the He was the championship leader when I was in tier two, I believe, a few seasons ago. Was going to win that title, but a race ban saw him bow out sadly. Silky in a very interesting position here. He has that DRS on his teammates. His tires are just 2 laps older than his teammates in front. All he has to do is hold on to that DRS. Yeah, that's what Silky can do when he wants to show his pace, man. That's why I complained like a few weeks ago. Like, why don't you guys show your pace? Like, why are you guys always hiding it? Show the true pace that you have, so we put you where you're meant to be. Because there's no way that he caught up to Massey that much. Massey was way ahead of Bevan and him. I thought Massey was gone in this one. Now Suki's right behind him, 4 tenths. That's just crazy, man. We'll see how the race goes for them. They are 8 seconds behind Jar Jar Bing. Moody is still out there. It's going to start lap 20 at the end of this one. But the question is, how one are Moody's tires? Yeah, I wish you could see them on his steering wheel, but you can't. It would have been nice if you could see them on his steering wheel to know exactly. But that's the thing with this online mode. No, let's put telemetry on. Let's just put telemetry. No, not telemetry. Lap data. Let's put lap data. That's the thing with online mode. Like if you when you do RaceNet and you do league racing, it actually shows you the tire wear if you're spectating. It shows you the tire wear of the driver in front. This is not showing you at all. This is just letting you guess. So I wish they could add that feature for us. Can we see fastest lap? Why is it fastest lap? At least it should have been purple. Fastest lap is Mogmasi with a 1:15.7. Just oh my god, 2 thousandths of a second behind his teammates on the fastest lap. These two need to head up to tier one. I think that it seems like they might be the only two heading up to tier one. I don't think anybody else in tier two is ready yet. I thought King Yoji would have been ready at the end of the season, but he's showing that he still might just be a tier two driver, front runner tier two driver for now. I don't think he's ready for tier one yet. I know how it is to be in tier one as a driver who races in the midfield or in the back, depending on the race. It's very difficult. If you do not have outright pace to hold on to the drivers around you, you're going to struggle a lot. As Masi and Silky are definitely going to set a 1-2 for this Visa RB today. They definitely need those points. Clearly, on paper, they're clearly the stronger team than Kick Sauber, but they've thrown away a lot of points this season. The Kick Sauber have thrown away a few points here and there, but it happens. People throw away points, but the amount of points this team have thrown away is unfathomable. As Adam Sweet has come into the pits now and is 1.1 seconds behind Kingi OG. And what he has shown today that he has more pace than Kingi OG. So I will not be surprised if he does get ahead of him here and finish ahead of the Kick Sauber. As Moody is still out there on lap 21. He's definitely going to the end. He's going to try and get a top 4 in this one. King Luke is another driver who'll be going for. King OG now has the fastest lap. He sees the pressure from Adam the Sweet behind and he's trying to push his car as much as he can so Adam doesn't catch up to him. He has King Luke in front. And can he catch up to the Haas driver? He's going to try and do so because his team and himself need as much points as possible today. Massey still 40 seconds behind Moody. They will eventually catch up to him in about 2 laps. I believe they are cutting 2 laps a second on Moody in front. I said two laps a second, 2 seconds a lap on Moody in front. So they eventually catch up. Even probably at the end of the next lap that we're about to start, they'll be right behind Moody in his DRS. But the question is, Moody knows that Bevan is 12 seconds behind. With 11 laps to go in this one, does he feel that his tires are good enough to go to the end? This would be the point to start saving as much as you can if you want to try and go to the end. How much can Moody recover for the Kicksauber team? Because we all know that these two have set a 1-2 here today. No doubt about that. They've shown that they're clearly the better drivers, the better outfit than any other team on the grid. Adam the Sweet now into that DRS of Kingi OG in front. And he's pushing here. His tires are fresher than OG. So as the laps go by, to 10 laps to go in this one, at the end of this race, he's going to have that benefit on the Kicksauber in front. The Kicksauber, though, is slowly catching up to the other King in front. And we'll see. He retired from the session, or retired in the pits. Retired in the pits for Angry Badger. So that's going to be a top 10 finish for Porodan if he can finish the race. So that would be a good job for his debut tier 2 race of the season. His debut race was last week for tier 3, but this is going to be his debut tier 2 race of the season. I said 1.7 seconds now behind Moody. I did say they were going to catch up to Moody in about 2 laps into his DRS, and that is exactly what they've done here. They've both. Suzuki is still close to him. Moody has gone into the pits. Moody decided that the Hards definitely are not going to the end. 17 laps he's done on them. Oh my god. Holding the back end there, trying not to speed into the pit lane. He's going to lose a lot of places here, but with the fresh tires that he's putting on, is this going to be softs or mediums? Would they be enough to get the places back? I don't think they will be, but we'll see. It's going to be medium tires for the Kicksauber driver. Adam the Swiss is going to get by him. Will Wacky Racer get by him as he heads down the straight? Yes, he will. Moody now has dropped down to P8, but he's back on old mediums. Old mediums for Moody. That is a terrible strategy from the Kicksauber driver. Old mediums? Fresh hards will have been better than old mediums. Unbelievable for Moody. Maybe he just forgot to change it. But definitely fresh hards will have been better than old mediums. He started on mediums, went on to the hards for the safety car, and he's now on old mediums. There's no way he didn't have. If he had balanced, he would have had fresh mediums. And if he had harder, he would have had fresh hards. Fresh hards for 10 laps are better than 4-lap old mediums. That is going to see Moody struggle, and he's definitely not going to get past Wacky Racer. His tires are too worn out to do so. Medium tires, after like 6 laps, they're done. See, he's already losing time to Wacky in front, so he's absolutely thrown away his strategy there that he was driving his ass off. Bro, they're crumbling. These guys are crumbling. I'm actually surprised watching this. I'm actually very surprised watching this. It all started in quali. Moody did crash in quali. I mean, but I don't blame them. When you know that the Visa or Biz you're going against, that there's literally nothing you can do to beat them. Like, at least for me and Merc, we know that at least we can beat Gandalf on a good day. We can beat Gandalf. If Gandalf and Deck were finishing 1-3s every day, Merc and I would just give up. We'll be like, what the hell is this? But they know that they can't beat the Visa or Bs, and that's definitely putting pressure on them. But Kingy OG, maybe he's waking up now because he's slightly catching up to King Luke in front. He certainly wants this P4. He knows his team needs it, and he's driving his ass off to try and get it. He's almost into that under 2-second gap from King Luke in front, and he's going to keep pushing to do so. His tires are 2 laps fresher than King Luke in front, but behind him he has a Haas that has 2 laps fresher tires than him. Moody, though, that is on the medium tires that are already going to start to fall off, and he's going to struggle to get by a tier 3 driver in Wacky Racer. He's now into that DRS, but I see he's already sliding. Those mediums are not what you should be on at this point. It's already sliding, but I think he will get past Wacky Racer, but I don't see him catching up to Adam the Sweet and the rest of the drivers in front because they have a lot of pace. Kingy OG now 1.7 seconds. He is finally waking up. This is the Kingy OG that we remember. So I do expect him to catch up to King Luke, Will he catch up to Bevan is the question. He has fresher tires than both of them. Can he recover a podium for the Kick Sauber team? He's definitely going to try and do so with 8 laps to go in this one. 1.8 now that he's behind King Luke as King Yoji is making this a very interesting race. Marcy has pulled out of that DRS from his teammates. Marcy slowly will start to pull away from Silky and will definitely get the race win here. But Kingi, oh, as he goes off that 3 second penalty, another 3 second for the Kick Sauber team, and those the extra 4 points that they could get that they definitely needed against the Visa RBs, thrown into the bin now because both Visa RBs do not have penalties and they have. So it's going to from bad to worse for the Kick Sauber team. That's also killed his momentum because now he's losing time to King Luke in front. He can't catch it back. Two drivers in front that he can try to overtake, but with the 3 seconds that he has, I don't see it happening. And this is not a day for the Kicks, but it's a day for the Visa RBs for sure. Which one of them is going to be your winner is the question. Massey is definitely for me going to be a winner, but will he bottle it to his driver behind? His driver puts in the way. I don't believe his driver behind is putting any pressure on him. As Bevan now is 12 seconds behind them. The pack has just fallen away from the Visas. As always, not a surprise. As King Luke is now close to Bevan. Soon he will be into that DRS of Bevan in front. Luckily for King Yoji, Adam the Sweet has a 3 second penalty also. So he wouldn't finish behind Adam in this one. Moody though is now falling off even more. At this point, he might even get caught by Jar Jar Bing on those hards because he's slowly catching up to Moody. 2 tenths, 3 tenths literally in one corner, 4 tenths in one corner. As his yellow flags, Moody, it looks like he went for a spin. Like I said, Jaja will eventually catch up to him. His medium tires, he might not even get to the end on these. He might have to go into the pits one more time, and we will see. But Silky Stevens now has fallen off hard from his teammates, and he's just going to settle for a P2 in this one. King Yoji now back into that on that 2 seconds on the driver in front. Can King Luke catch up to Bevan? Looks like he can. They will be racing for the final spot on the podium. King Yoji will try and join that fight, but with the 3 second penalty that he has, that fight is definitely out of his reach. But King Luke now into the DRS of the McLaren in front, and it's definitely going to be a podium for the McLaren or the Haas. Which one of them is it going to go to? 6 laps to go in this one. These guys already secured the 1-2, and that's going to be a lot of points gained. They did get 7 points on the Kick Sauber team yesterday. By the end of this one, I don't want to calculate how much points they're going to gain on us. I don't want to. And next, crazy, and what even worse is that Pax has a race ban for tomorrow. So Batman has no option but to win the race. He has to win the race to help Kick Sauber get all those points back because we know what 50 Gent can do. 50 Gent is going to have a good race for sure. He's one of those ones that you know is going to have a good race. So Batman has no choice but to win the race. So all the pressure is now going to be on Batman again tomorrow. King Yoji 1.7 seconds now behind King Luke, who is attacking Bevan, and with that DRS is going to get by the McLaren on the inside. He takes the final podium position. The McLaren here hasn't had enough to hold King Luke behind. King Yoji now 1.5 seconds behind them. Bevan in front. King Yoji is slightly going to catch up to him, but like I said, the 3 second penalty is not helping his case whatsoever. Moody is still 4.6 seconds away from Jaja Bing. He's just going to take a P8 in this one. At this point, it might have just even better for Moody to stay out on the hards and just go to the end. But he didn't, and he picked the wrong tires. I don't think he was going for the mediums again. He probably just picked the wrong tires. Didn't realize they were used. Because no one in their right mind will go for old mediums again, knowing that they have fresh tires with 10 laps to go. I understand if it was like 2 laps to go, old mediums, 3 laps to go, or yeah, they might be fresher than fresh hards, but 10 laps to go, hards are going to be good after like five laps. King OG has now caught up to Bevan, and I know he's beating himself up for that 3 second penalty that he got. He now has that DRS on the McLaren in front. King Luke will try and pull away from Bevan. Make sure that Bevan doesn't have the momentum on him as he's gaining on King Luke. Will he pick the inside here? No, he will not. He knows that he's a bit too far back to try that move. Adam the Sweet having the race of his life here in P6, and he's driving out of his skin here. It's going to be a good race for Adam the Sweet. I don't know. I can't give him driver of the day because he's not a tier 2 driver. So I'm going to have to look for someone else. My driver of the day, I would have said Luke, but the way he bottled that start after getting pole position, driver of the day, it would be bad to give him driver of the day. So I don't know. We'll see who we give it to at the end of this one. Prodan has gone into the pits now for soft tires. He knows that he's not going to get by Jaja, so he can go for soft tires to see if he can snatch the fastest lap from Kingy OG. I believe Kingy is the one who has the fastest lap as we speak. Um, yes, he's the one who has the fastest lap as we speak. Smashing and Suki are pulling away. Bevan is still right behind King Luke. 3 laps to go in this one. Can King Luke stay far enough away from Bevan to keep that McLaren behind? King EOG is not going to have the momentum on the 2 drivers in front. He has to be closer if he wants to make a move on Bevan. But Bevan is going to be gaining as they head to turn 1. He fainted on the move on the inside there, but King Luke did not fall for it as he started lap 30 in this one. Massey is finally starting to pull away from his teammate. Again, 4.3 seconds now. And he is going to be your race winner, Massey. It's been a long time since he last won a race. I mean, a long time for someone in his pace. Because if you've won a race this season, even if it was in the first race, that's actually not a long time. But if it depends on your pace, like if Deck's last win was like 3 races ago, that's a long time for a driver like Deck to not win a race. I would say 2 races is a long time. She don't think he was capable of winning. Silky, yeah. Oh, didn't think he was. Oh, you mean Fletch? He's definitely capable of winning. I say Fletch is one of them ones that you don't know what you're going to get. Are you going to get the Fletch that absolutely dominates everybody? Or are you going to get the Fletch that throws away his races? I mean, the Kickstarter team hope that we get the Fletch that throws away his races, but the Visa RB team will definitely be happy with this one. Bevan now has fallen even more off King Luke, and this could be the chance for King EOG finally to get past the McLaren. But still, he has that 3-second penalty. Even though he gets by him, the McLaren is still going to finish ahead of him. And this is going to be an interesting one. Moody is going to finish behind Jar Jar Bing. He has that 3-second penalty, and Jar Jar Bing on those hard tires has now caught up into the 3-second buffer, and that's going to see Moody finish in P9 in this one. That is absolutely catastrophic from the Kick Sauber team. Moody was showing pace when it was wet. If he hadn't crashed in quali, he would have gotten a good qualifying position. But that crash in quali definitely has set him back here. Oh my god! I just looked at my laptop and it's about to die. If my laptop dies, the stream literally ends here. So let me quickly plug it in. If my laptop dies, the stream will literally end here. Alright, so there we go. Saved. It's going to be one more lap to go at the end of this lap for Mogmasi on his victory lap. And Bevan hasn't fallen out of the DRS of King Luke in front. So, nothing for OG. Bevan wants that podium. It has been a while since he got one. This is one of his good races, Spain, and he definitely wants it. He's going to have to set it up for the final lap. Charge as much ERS as you can, because you're going to have to push as much as possible. As Moody is going to go into the pits, looks like he will be going for soft tires to try and get the fastest lap. He knows that Porodan wouldn't get by him, and knows that he was going to finish behind Jar Jar Bing anyways. So let's see if he can seal the fastest lap in just a little bit of something to look up at in a day. Not a good day for Moody. They expect him to get more. I know the pace that he has. So Adam the Sweet has spun. Adam the Sweet has now spun and dropped behind Wacky Racer. That's going to see him drop to P7. Was having such a good race here, and he's now falling to the back. P5 for King OG for sure, as he's now falling out of the DRS of the 2 drivers in front. But here we go now. Bevan on the final lap of this one. Has he saved enough? Has he done enough to get by? We will see. Massey has begun his final lap. And here we go. Bevan, 4/10 behind. And here we go. With the DRS, can the McLaren steal that podium from the Haas on the final lap of this one, he's behind him. He's going to activate the DRS and his ERS, and as the wheels turn round, he's going to be gaining on the Haas. Will he pick the inside? Yes, he will. The Haas is not going to defend it, and Bevan takes that podium. Oh, he's going to go off there. They're going to make contact, and that's going to see King Yoji slide by. But because of that 3-second penalty, Bevan is still not going to get that podium, but we'll see what the stewards say about that one. But they make contact, and that's seeing Bevan drop behind him. King Yoji up to P4. Can he get by King Luke before the end of the race? Probably not. But we're going to head to Morg Massey in front. Fletch put no foot wrong in this race. Has dominated from start to finish. He's showing the pace that he has when he wants to have it. And coming out of the final corner, Fletch is going to win round 14 to set up a final round. In round 15 for tier 2, it's going to be a fiery end to these constructors. The Visa RB team are not giving it up. That's a 1-2 for Visa, as there's yellow flags at the back. I think that's pulled down for a spin. But Bevan now has fallen 2 seconds off Kingi OG, which is surprising, but he's going to have enough to stay ahead of Kingi in this one. As Wacky Racer will cross the line in P6. Bevan will take that P4. P7 for Adam the Sweet, as he's going to lose that to Jaja because of the penalty. And Moody, who is out there on the soft, is trying to get the fastest lap. Is he going to get it is the question. Probably is going to. He does have the pace. 1.4 seconds now that he's up on his quickest time, and it's one more corner, and it looks like he's going to get that fastest lap. And it's just, yep, that's exactly what he needs to recover a race that's not really been the best. But Porodan, well done to him. A top 10 finish for the Mercedes Tier 3 driver. And he's going to take the final place on the grid. Massey wins at Spain with a dominant display. And he's showing why he is the best. He and Silky are the best in Tier 2. But Silky has just shown a bit more consistency. If Massey had shown more consistency, Kick will not even be in the question in the constructors, and they will be actually going for, a fight in for a championship fight. But Massey just hasn't been as consistent. But he's going to grab the trophy and stand at the top, accompanied by his teammates and the Haas of King Luke. A good race here. The team celebrates because they know that the champagne is going to taste delightful in the Visa RB camp. I believe that's the 5th 1-2 of the season for them, or I think maybe 4th 1-2 of the season for Visa RB, and is that might be a season record for one team to get multiple 1-2s. I don't know if that's the case, but it might be a season record to getting multiple 1-2s in a season in one tier. I won't say like in different tiers, because it's happened in different tiers. For like, I remember Williams were getting a lot of 1-2s back in when they won the title but obviously lost it to also Mercedes. But there you go. That's your race. It was a good race. I won't say that's exciting. Nothing much really happened. A good race at the end of that one. That's your incidents. That's your finishing order. I've been Willie Fernandez. We have been UFRL. We'll see you tomorrow. Put on fastest lap. No, he didn't get it. That was close. 2/10 off Moody, but Moody stole it from him at the end. There you go. I've been Willie Fernandez, and we have been UFRL. And we'll see you tomorrow for Tier 3. That's me. Good night and goodbye.